buenas a todo el mundo, bienvenidos a una nueva videoentrevista de Algo de Rock. Hoy os tengo que recomendar que pongáis los subtítulos en la entrevista, la opción de YouTube, como de costumbre, que hemos tenido una entrevista con un grupo de fuera, porque hoy vamos a desarrollarla en inglés. Lo primero, ante todo, darle las gracias a nuestro compañero Luis Valdivia por haber sido el encargado de haber maquetado esta entrevista. Y bueno, hoy nuestros dos invitados, nuestro invitado, provienen de un proyecto que va a lanzar este próximo mes de mayo, concretamente el próximo 27 de mayo, su próximo trabajo de estudio, Donna, Cannone, tanto como nombre del grupo como nombre de álbum. Ahí lo lleváis, es un trabajo homónimo, no vais a tener mucha dificultad a la hora de encontrarlo, así que Georgia, Luca, welcome, benvenuti. Bienvenidos a Algo de Rock. Thank you so much for being with us today and giving us the chance to talk with you a little bit about the band and also about your new album.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, for our audience who might not know you enough, how and when did you decide to create Donna Cannone?
It started about a little over 2 years ago. It was in the middle of 2019. Me and Georgia, we've known each other for many years, and we've been kind of sort of toying with the idea of having a rock band, or not a rock band, but to sort of just like meet up and do some noise. And you know, and we were kind of like joking about it here and there. And then I actually happened to find a rehearsal room in Stockholm, offered it, and I said to Georgia, why don't we just pick up some instruments and go down there and make some noise. And she of course liked the idea, and then we invited our good friend Tilda, who's also, we've known her for many years, especially Joe. She used to play in the same band, right? And she's such a great drummer, so I always wanted to play some music with her. And we went down and did some Motorhead covers at the loudest possible volume, and we had so much fun. And so, like a couple of rehearsals later, Georgia comes with her car, and from the car comes out Björn, and he's like, he's getting his guitar and he's asking if he can also join the band. And of course, we're like, I mean, hey, the more the merrier. I mean, we always thought like, this is fun, yep. So let's do it. And that was it. And then he had with him, actually, we did a couple of covers, but. And then he was like, I actually have a song that I wrote, and maybe we want to try it. And of course, yeah, why not? And we tried it, and it sounded great. And of course, it was so much fun to do your own songs, right? Than doing covers. So like couple of months later, we had like 5 songs together. And then I put up some microphones in the rehearsal room, and I recorded it. And that's it. And then this recording came out to be so much better than anyone expected. I don't know how, to be honest, because I used just some crappy microphones that I found around, and we just gave it around to some friends, and then he ended up in the hands of Despot Records, and then we become a band.
The idea at the beginning was not to put up a band. The idea was just to meet up, like when you're teenagers, you just want to meet and have fun. But then we had so many riffs, really good riffs going on. So, and we had like songs without names. It was just some like, and then I remember someone asked me, "Are you a band?" And Bjorn was there. And at that question, I was a bit confused, like, "Are we a band?" Yeah. And Bjorn said, "Yes, we are a band." And I was thinking, okay, then we need a name, so everything started. But the intention was not to put up a band, just hang with friends, have fun.
Exactly like the old movies like Detroit Rock City. You have 4 friends, one plays the guitar, the other tries to sing, the other tries to play the drums, and without noticing, you have created 5, 6, 7 songs. Well, Let's crash some stages.
Yeah, exactly. Only that is missing.
Well, so the band was formed in 2019, as you said. So you had the big problem of the pandemic. So how was for all of you to go to the rehearsal room to try to practice, to try to create your own stuff apart from practicing the covers?
It wasn't. I mean, you have in Sweden. In Sweden, the restrictions were not as hard as possibly in some other parts of Europe, like Italy, for example, or Spain.
Or Spain,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah. So we were actually capable of meeting up. Although I have to say that when the pandemic started, or when it became obvious that we have a serious problem, uh, we had basically just signed our deal with the record label. The songs
Mm.
were already done, so we basically entered the recording studio pretty much. And you know, we were so fortunate to be able to work in this amazing recording studio in Stockholm, which is actually owned by a good friend of ours. And so we were basically able to go there pretty much whenever we liked, as long as the studio wasn't booked up by another band. So it was very free, and being just the five of us, I mean the four of us plus the engineer, we had this agreement that as soon as someone was feeling a little bit under the weather, we would stop, and we wouldn't meet up. So in that respect, it sounds silly to say it, but in that respect, it was actually almost uh, well, it worked in our favor, the thing that we had a pandemic, because we had no rush to go anywhere. We couldn't travel. We couldn't do basically nothing else. But the only thing we could do, and it was to record.
Yeah.
So they gave us the chance to experiment with some sounds, to take it
Mm.
really, really easy, maybe change a few things on some of the songs and come up with a few new ideas. Um, and the only thing was that, once we were done with it, once the album was finished, then like every other band, and now we have established we were a band now. We even had a name and everything on the record label. And of course, what we wanted to do, we wanted to go out and play live, right? I mean, that's what you want to do. You finish
Of course.
recording and then you like want to go out and play live.
Yeah.
And that we couldn't do. And so, we sat on this album for like almost a year. I even stopped listening to the songs. I put them completely away and didn't listen to them for like several months. And because I was like, it was really suffering. We had
Yeah,
such a great
you're really
product.
tired, always listening to the same. You
Yeah,
need to keep that apart a little bit.
in a sense, yeah, and also the fact that I knew. I mean, when I was listening to it, even when I was listening to just the rough demos that were coming from the studio, I was
Mhm.
like, this is the best thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, seriously, this I've never done anything this good. Possibly because we had so much time to work on it, and
Mm.
also because we managed somehow to keep that that friendly a vibe that we had in the beginning of the story, when we met up just to have fun, and we managed to bring it all the way into the studio with us. So it was so much fun. It was like some of the best period of my life, and which is sounds so crazy to say that because we were in the middle of a world crisis. But I have to be honest, the four of us were very fortunate to have each other and have that kind of interaction.
Yeah.
And I knew that the product is so good that I really want people to listen to it. And so it was very frustrating to not being able to give it out.
Yeah. As the good food, it takes its time to be really, really good. So
Exactly.
just a little bit of time to wait until the best months to go on the track, keep your van with your mates and your instruments and hitting some stages. And
Exactly.
talking about the band name, Georgia and I, we were talking about it off the record. And in Spanish, Donna Cannone significa chica bonita, para los que estéis siguiendo la entrevista. Beautiful lady in Spanish. So, the big question, why did you decide to use Donna Cannone as the name of the band?
Okay, in Italian, Donna Cannone means cannonball woman, you know.
Ah,
So
so
yeah,
it's a larger definition.
yeah, it has nothing to do with beauty or no. It's
Okay.
it's like it's that crazy performance that is being shot out of a cannon, you know.
Yeah.
So some people think she's just a circus freak, but if you think she's like a fearless creature that is risking her life, you know, to deliver a great, unforgettable like show. So that's we fantasize about this really powerful woman, you know, risking her life. So, and for us, she represents the will of expressing ourselves, you know, with no boundaries, with no obstacles. Like it's a message, basically. It's like it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what did you did in the past, what you're gonna do in the future. No matter about these things, you have to follow your dreams and always dare to be yourself, you know, because yes, that's the like that's how you make your dreams come true. You have to have a courage, and you also have to be a bit crazy, you know, to do certain take certain choices and yes. So always go where your heart is. So dare to be yourself, you know. So that's why she represents this for us. And I was thinking, because Cannonball Woman is not the same powerful as Donna Cannone, you know. It's like, I don't know, something about it.
Sounds heavier.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's heavier. And the thing is, like, you know, like as we mentioned before, you know, when we started this thing, we weren't really thinking of you know, being a band. But when we actually decided, when we got told almost that, yeah, you are a band, then, you know, we kind of, I mean, it was pretty obvious that, you know, a band with these four people in the band should bring out a message that is important to us as human beings, and this is possibly the biggest message, or the most important message from our side. I think we all four of us agree that, you know, the most important thing in life is to be able to be yourself and to dare to be yourself. So the name became very natural after that.
That's a really good reason to choose that name. I like it. And also the reflection of you have to be a little bit crazy to do some things that you wouldn't do if you're not crazy enough.
yeah.
And if you want to have fun in your life. So
Correct.
It's all about
I always defend that idea that you need to be a little bit crazy to do some stuff in your life, because if you're not crazy enough, you won't do it.
No, exactly. It's all about courage. Like I always say that you never have to say I'm not gonna make it. You have to say I tried. Okay, I will fall. Okay,
Exactly.
I'll try again and try it again, no matter how many times. So I think 50% in everything, it's courage. You have to have that one. Talent is really important, but not as courage, because you can be super talented, but if you don't have the courage to throw yourself outside, who's gonna discover your talent, you know?
Exactly.
So never be afraid to lose, because this is yeah.
That is an important message. So let's talk about the album, because next 27 May 27th you will release the album, and well, will also be called Donna Cannone. What can we expect from the album? What kind of sounds can, without spoilers, but what can people expect from your sounds?
Okay, well, ours is like a rock and roll, melodic rock and roll with a lot of pop and also punk influences. So I think that fans of Turbo Negro and the Cult and Wild Hearts will really like it, I think.
That's something that we wanted to say, because we had a chance to listen to the album, and it reminded us a little bit of the sound like Turbo Negro, the Helicopters, Backyard Babies, stuff like that. So which are your main influences? I know that you might say that, well, it depends who you ask, because I like these bands, he prefers that kind of style, etc. But in general, I think that hard rock might be, and punk might be your biggest influences. I think so.
But that, I mean, I think we have kind of generally talked about some influences, but never in the specific. And the fact that, like as we stated before, the band started a bit as a joke and then became, this band. So and the good part of it, and that's what I think makes it so refreshing, at least for me when I listen to it, is the fact that we didn't really sit down and thought like we need to sound like something or someone. It was mostly like we have some songs and let's see what happens. So one funny thing is the fact that a lot of people that have listened to the album have told us that we obviously chose Chip Trick as one of our main influences, and although I understand why they say that, but it didn't even cross our minds, about Cheap Trick, and but I do get it. I totally get it. When I've been told, I was like, wait a second, okay, yeah, you're right. We really do sound like there's some songs that really sound like Cheap Trick. So I don't know. I think in some sense, I don't know. Every band says that. I mean, I read thousands of interviews when people say exactly the same things. But I have to say, this time I think that we really managed to sort of be as unspoiled, if you like, as possible, as ourselves as possible. That was always the aim of the game. So I rather leave it to you guys to tell us what you think. It's like, I don't know. But yeah, definitely, rock and roll in general. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, we love rock, we love punk, and of course, if I listen to the songs that we recorded, I can hear certain influences. I know that if I sing a certain part in a way, or if I play the bass in a certain way, it's because I have been listening to certain bands for so many damn years. You know what I mean? And I guess it's the same for Georgia and Björn and Tilda. Of course it is. But I think as a unity, I don't know. I'd rather leave that to you guys.
Yes.
Well, that's our work. So,
Exactly.
and for the fans also.
especially for the fans.
Well, talking about the songs of the album, there are two that we have loved. One of them, Is It True? Because it has something really, really special that, well, that this one is a spoiler for the audience of the interview, but well, you have a collaboration in the album with Mia Carlson. Was
Yes.
it difficult to contact with her, and how was working with Mia?
Okay, I've known Mia since 2005 when I was still living in Italy, and then immediately we clicked. We become really good friends. So when I moved to Sweden in 2010, I moved by myself, and just for many reasons, but I didn't know anybody. I only know my future boss and colleague, but she was my first friend in Stockholm. So we've been in contact for so many years, and she always helped me, and we hang a lot. So for me, it came very natural to when we decide, oh, we should have a female voice, I didn't think other people. I only thought about her because she's amazing. She's super talented. Her voice is very unique, and I thought that it could really sound fantastic with Luca voice. In fact, I think the result is, I mean, I'm blown away. I'm so happy, and especially it was so amazing to work with her because she's a really good friend and also super talented musician. So that was fantastic combo. It was really fun. That's the thing. It was really fun, and that's what we want in this band. We want to have fun and also deliver fun. We want to be like the people that will listen to us will feel that fresh happiness in the songs.
Yeah, that's something really cool. That's something really cool. And talking about also really cool stuff in your album, we have to mention "Cross the Line" with that line of chorus with female chorus that you put in that song. We have to say that, and we always try to defend that. Nowadays, it's easier to see more women in the rock and metal world, and it has to keep on rising because we need more steps in this world. So, how did you decide to do this idea to put this kind of chorus, and how was working with that kind of stuff? Because I think that it's really difficult to work with a group of people and tell them which is the idea and then record, remaster that, and all the work that needs to do to be part of the album.
Actually, it's well, if you're talking about Cross the Line, which is the first song that we actually really recorded in a studio, and the idea of the what we like to call the cheerleadings backing vocals that came out. It's actually it was Björn's idea actually. It was Björn's idea. We were because we recorded it at that time. Björn and Georgia they were living in a really nice little house just outside Stockholm, and they had like this little what you call it, this tiny house in the middle of the woods, where we actually went in and recorded. I mean, Björn used to use it as a recording studio, so we did the vocals there, and it just came so naturally. It was Björn said we should do like some answering to. I was like, yeah, that's cool, and George and Tila they just were like straight to the microphone and like sang, and I was like, wow. And that kind of became a very important thing in the band. I straight away, I think we straight away recognized that, it's fun, and it kind of sticks out, and it's a nice ingredient to your rock and roll music, right? I've always been a great fan of like the Runaways and John Jett, and I've always really liked that kind of chewing gum chewing bad girl attitude, like spitting in the microphone. So, and I think we kind of getting it in some of the songs with Tilda and Georgia, just having fun. So we decided to keep it for as many songs as possible. But like you mentioned, it's not that easy because sometimes you might overdo it as well. So, when you have like a good idea like that, you have to be careful where you're gonna introduce it into which songs. Sometimes you might do it too much and then it becomes boring. So yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds, and it has taken
Finding the right spot is really hard to do.
Yeah, and a bit, the good old saying that less is more, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. So, but yeah, it is definitely a very very important ingredient for Donna Cannone as a band, for sure, for sure.
Well, you are also having some dates in your calendar during this summer, specifically Atlas Rock, with some bands like Alice Cooper, Scorpions, and many others. Is it gonna be the only summer festival where you are going to play, or there are more summer dates that you can talk about?
Yeah, okay, you waiting for me to
Festival
answer?
is a
Yeah, that's
secret.
cool. That's
Is
cool.
it a
You never know.
secret?
No, there's no secret. No, actually, no. We have actually another festival in Italy booked up or getting booked up right now. So I don't know if it's 100% official. And we are looking, of course, for more gigs. One thing that is very obvious is the fact that, and that's when you feel a bit of the effect of the pandemics, is that once the old problem with COVID started sort of getting, I don't want to say disappearing because it hasn't disappeared, but it's starting to get a bit lower. Then we notice there's a lot of bands that want to go out and play now. Now all of a sudden, they've opened the cages. So it's not,
Exactly.
so it's kind of very crowded out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're super fortunate that we get to play Atlas. Of course, it's going to be amazing, and we are looking to book new gigs. Although I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to do during the summer. I think that possibly more to the fall, and most definitely for the end of the year or beginning of 2023. But the aim is to definitely come out and play live and visit some countries, like for example Spain is actually one of the main objectives, and also Italy and Germany, of course, and maybe tour a bit more in Sweden as well.
We'll be waiting for you. We'll be waiting for you.
I hope so.
Great.
I hope so.
So probably you're looking more, as many bands, at the end of summer to starting like every band in September, touring around Europe, and then see where the wind blows the van.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the plan.
And to finish up, we were talking about your signal with Despot Records. We decided to put this question at the end of the interview because we know that signing with a label, it's something really, really important for the band, even during this time. Because right now, after the pandemic, bands need a lot of help to record their albums, to go on tour, etc. How was the feeling when you signed with them?
Okay, Despots Records. I've been working with them, me and Tilda, with our previous band and the Mother. So I remember we were really happy. So as soon as I post one picture on Facebook that I was in this rehearsal room with Tilda and Luca, just messing around, jamming, the label, the boss of the label, he contacted me and asked me, "What are you doing? I want to know everything." Just I was like, "Oh, calm down. We're just jamming, having fun. Yes, but just so you know, get in contact, okay?" So after a few months, when finally we had the songs pouring on, then I contact him, and he was like super happy, and so we were very lucky. We didn't want to look around because it was a really good label for us. So why not giving another try? So I have to say we've been really lucky. And yes, it's great.
It is definitely helping. Definitely, I totally understand what you're saying. I know what it's like, being in a band stuck somewhere with no money, and you have great ideas, and there's no one listening. So we are extremely fortunate, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's not any label that we would have signed with, to be honest. And I had heard previously of Despot because of the work they did, because of certain bands they promoted, which I'm a fan of. And also the fact that Georgia and Tilda had already worked with the label and had some really nice words about the label kind of made me feel even more like, okay, let's see, you know, let's go with this. And I have to say it's been really nice. Great people, nice to work with, great support. I don't think, you know, I don't think I need to say more, but yeah, we are extremely fortunate.
Congratulations about that. I think it's the only thing we can say about that, because as I said before, nowadays the best thing that a band can achieve is sign with a label, because it helps a lot, a lot. So, bueno, ahora vuelvo al español. Si habéis aguantado hasta el final de la entrevista, muchísimas gracias. Gracias de nuevo a nuestro compañero Luis Valdivia por haber sido el encargado de haber maquetado esta videoentrevista. Como ya bien sabéis, a Donna Cannone finales del mes de mayo sacan su nuevo álbum, así que apuntaoslo bien en el calendario para no perderos nada, sobre todo si os gusta ese rollo hard rockeo, puncarreo al estilo Turbo Negro, Helicopter, como hemos estado comentando. Y por supuesto pendientes a sus redes sociales para cuando decidan pegarse el viajecito a España de gira y a pegarles una buena escucha con una buena cerveza. Nosotros, como siempre decimos, seguimos siempre al pie del cañón en algo de rock, con crónicas de conciertos, entrevistas, videoentrevistas, reseñas de discos y noticias. Así que lo único que me queda ya por hacer es despedirnos de nuestros invitados. Georgia, Luca, thank you so much again for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck with the future of the band, and we only have to say that we hope to see you soon.
See you soon, man.
In
Yeah,
Spain.
we can
Most
wait.
definitely. Most definitely.
Bye.
Take it easy.